Four-time division champion, once #1 in the world, pound for pound. Let's go to the tail of the tape, and you see immediately by the age range, not all that different. Chocolatito, you wonder if there's anything left. He's 32. Yafai is 30. Height about the same, weight's the same, coming in at the weight limit. There is a reach advantage for Yafai. He will also have the fresher legs. He is able to move and box. That's how he gets it done. It should be a fascinating fight to see if the torch is passed or to see if Chocolatito can regain his glory.
Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room. They're having a clean match, okay? Good luck. Le di las instrucciones en el camerino. Vamos a una pelea limpia.
This is the man that brought so much attention to the lighter weight classes, Chocolatito Gonzalez. Yafai grew up admiring him. Said, hey, I basically idolize him. It's a guy that I used to watch. Now, of course, I see him as a threat. Yafai right there. We expect him to be the younger and fresher fighter. Stylish, highly skilled. Chocolatito Gonzalez says to win this fight, I have to throw a lot of punches. Historically, he has been able to do that. Round one, and we're underway at Frisco, Texas. Sergio Mora, what do you expect to see early? What do you think Yafai will try to do?
Well, I think the jury is still out with Yafai. This is the biggest test. Of course, the jury is somewhat out on Gonzalez as well. We want to see if he still has that greatness in him, that relentlessness, that high-octane work rate that made him the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Gonzalez
dug in with a hook to the body there. Yafai tried to answer back with several shots to the body. Again, Yafai is fresher, has springier legs, and he is the bigger man. Chocolatito has moved up in weight. You heard he's moved up from 105 pounds up to 115. Might not seem like a lot, but in these weight classes, that's a lot of weight.
Well, and that's one of the big questions about Chocolatito. You know, at 115 pounds, he has been nowhere near as effective as he was at 112 and below. You know, he won his title against Carlos Cuadras. That was a tough fight. He then had 2 losses against Sorungvisai. You could argue he won the first one, but that was a tough fight as well. He just, sometimes you bite off a little bit more than you can chew.
He has a win over Juan Francisco Estrada, who is now the Ring Magazine champion in this weight class. He did it by beating Sorungvisai. We saw that fight ourselves. And you wonder if Chocolatito can get back up there. That was a tough fight as well. Chocolatito's had a lot of tough fights, a lot of all-out wars. And so, again, he's been through an awful lot in his life, and we'll see what's left tonight. Well, that's why I love this matchup, Sergio. Again, that is a young, fresh Yafai, 150 amateur wins, unbeaten, you know, just high class through his career.
Yeah, it's old lion versus new lion coming up. And not just to touch on what you were saying, Brian, but one of the hardest things in boxing, even for great fighters like Chocolatito, is coming back from devastating knockouts. Only truly special fighters come back from that.
He got drilled by 2 hooks by Sorungvisai in 2017 and was just knocked out flat. At that point, you're thinking, well, looks a little older. Maybe he's done. I agree with Chris Maddox. That was a very close, it was a majority decision, that first fight. Maybe he did deserve the victory in that first fight. Second fight, though, he just got dropped and drilled. Now they start to trade, and Yafai smiling, looks comfortable. Chocolatito digs to the body and goes to the head. I think we heard in his corner, too. I'm sorry to jump in, Sergio. I think his corner were like, no, 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 Cal, box. In other words, don't stay in there and trade with this guy.
I was about to say, I'm surprised Yafai is fighting Gonzalez's fight, Chocolatito's fight. He's staying inside, hands up, looking to go punch for punch with Chocolatito. I don't think that's the right strategy in the first round.
And you're making things better for Gonzalez, no doubt, as he wings in some good shots right there. A few missed, but the uppercut miss came back with the hook. Yafai got hit with a hook earlier in that round, as he has elected to stay in and trade with the legend.
Got blood on the nose here. Deep breath. Get that, walk that. Be patient. You started off well, but you're getting a bit impatient, just sitting in and not throwing. You've got to use that jab for a few rounds, Cal. You've got to set it up and you've got to use long shots, yeah? Break him up slowly. You're trying to rush it, mate. Slow it down. Off the jab. Don't put your head in. You've got a jab. Get that jab going. Put a grease on that.
Abajo y la derecha, ¡tan! Si tiene bien cerrado, quítele la mano. ¡Tum!
Throw the right hand.
Dos veces
Throw
por
right
lado.
hand.
¡Pam, pam! Fuera. Vamos, hijo, vamos, ganamos este round.
Let's go.
Interesting first round. Sergio Mora, let's just concentrate on Chocolatito so far. What do you think of him there as far as having his legs, combinations? What do you see?
Well, I'm more surprised that Yafai decided to stay in there and exchange, because Chocolatito landed a good body shot towards the end of that round, and he doesn't want to take too much of those shots. Even if they're blocked this early, they're still effective shots.
This is our co-main event. Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas, our main event, is coming up next. That should be exciting. We just came off a real barn burner in Julio Cesar Martinez against Jay Harris. Sergio, I know you stopped and just tried to congratulate Jay Harris on a great effort. What did he say to you?
Well, he was disappointed, obviously, with the scorecards. He thought he at least deserved the draw, and he was bloodied and bruised, and he was depressed. And I told him, there's nothing you should be ashamed of. Hold your head high. You just went 12 rounds with a world champion, and it was closer than the judges had it. And I just tried to encourage him, but he was down.
I understand that. Again, one judge had it 7-5, another 8-4. I think that's what really deserved to get. And he's fighting not just a world champion, but as I mentioned earlier, we're like Errol Spence, a peaking world champion, a guy who's like on the rise, fresh, on the way up, one of the best in the world, and nothing to be ashamed of. Jay Harris was terrific. Julio Cesar Martinez defends his world title at 112 pounds. Good action here. Chocolatito able to trade with Yafai and catch the Englishman. Look at this. Body and then head. Chocolatito going after it. Getting the rhythm going.
That's Chocolatito's best punch in the inside. That left uppercut.
I'm waiting to hear the screaming from the corner again from Yafai. And his people saying, what are you doing, Spencer McCracken? What are you doing standing in front of this guy? Usually, Chris Mannix, Yafai is up boxing, moving his feet.
Yeah, and look, as Sergio pointed out earlier, the jury still is out on Yafai. He's only got 2 world champions on his resume. And 2 fights ago against Israel Gonzalez, it was not a very good performance. He looked much better in his last fight.
Not only that, but he came out starching his first 14 out of 20 opponents, knocking them out. Now he's gone the distance in 5 of his last 6 championship defenses.
It's got to be a surreal experience in a way for Yafai. I mean, this is a guy that once bought tickets to a Chocolatito fight.
Looked up to him, but again, that's how it works. You go up against the fading legend, and you hope he continues to fade. You don't want him to have the second or third wind. But again, Chocolatito is 32 years old. He's not 38. He's not 40. Digs to the body, partially blocked by Yafai. Yafai is sound defensively. Keeps those hands down low. Looks like I got hit there, though. Chocolatito, and Yafai is bothered by something. I don't know where he got hit exactly in the eye or somewhere, but he's bothered right now.
Yeah, he's bothered by a right uppercut that Chocolatito landed in the inside, but he was pivoting to the left and to the right, angling on Yafai. Usually that's what Yafai specializes in.
I know, he's doing the fight in the phone booth. Yafai now getting some body shots in, but there was a body shot and another uppercut from Gonzalez that answered, as Yafai was clearly bothered by something on the inside.
Cal, you've got to box this kid. You've got to box him for a few rounds. You're having a war straight away, mate. Come on, you're playing into his hands. Yeah, you're listening. Come on, we've got to get it straight, get on your feet and get the jab going and get your angles. You're going back in straight lines. Box him. Box him, come on. Straight shots, move your feet, feints. 1-2's long. Don't sit in, you're just trying to sit in. You think it's going to be easy, you've got to box. You've got to earn this. Everything you throw, you've got to earn. Off a feint, yeah? Use your feet.
And here's the uppercut that I was talking about, Brian. This is what Chocolatito specializes in. He touches him with a hook and comes up upstairs. Yafai got hit with several of those shots and several of those uppercuts in that round.
I just couldn't see something bothered, and I keep using that word. It's like something bothered him. He wasn't hurt, but he was distressed somewhat, wasn't he? I mean, he was spinning around, and I don't know where it caught him or what got to him, but that definitely had an effect on him early on. Round 3, scheduled for the championship 12, and we've seen an interesting turn of events already here, where Yafai, with in a tremendous amateur career, 150 amateur wins, represented the United Kingdom in the 2008 Olympics, and yet he has chose to box just like this, standing in front of Chocolatito and trading.
Yeah, you can hear Yafai's corner between rounds, all but begging him to stay on the outside and outbox him.
How do you have it scored, Chris?
I split the first 2 rounds, clear second round for Chocolatito. Got on the inside, landed combinations.
Yafai catches Chocolatito with the right hand as he exits. Let's go to Claudia Trejos. Claudia?
Thank you, BK. I spoke with Marcos Caballero, and he's very confident, specifically after the second round. They can see Yafai is running out of gas. He's going into dirty tactics, and they want Chocolatito to keep walking him down and just dominate this fight.
Wow. Thank you, Claudia. How about that, Sergio? They think they're just going to walk him down?
No way.
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know if they're just trying to instill confidence in Chocolatito, but usually you try to tell the guy the straight deal, especially a veteran like that. He's doing very well, but Yafai must feel confident enough and strong enough to stand right in front of him and throw.
And you're seeing that size advantage this round right here. Yafai's being successful walking Chocolatito back, and he's having a really good round. It's a physical round for Yafai. It's not what they want in the corner, but it's working this round.
You can just, I mean, he's physically larger. He's a frame above Chocolatito. The musculature in his back and his shoulders. He's a bigger guy, but Yafai, again, is usually, you know, on his bike, moving, dancing, good amateur style. It's a good hook to the body by Chocolatito. And a combination. Active. This is where he made his bones, Sergio. Just short, chopping punches, and he just is relentless.
And someone's mouthpiece came flying out of their mouth. I'm not sure who it was.
Could be Yafai again. It's already happened once. And those are the shots that are landing from Chocolatito.
Tell you what, Yafai's having success fighting Chocolatito's fight in the inside, and maybe it's the size that you're talking about, Brian.
There's the break there. And it is indeed Yafai's mouthpiece. Chris Mannix, second time in this fight. We're only in the third round.
Haven't seen it happen
That's odd.
that often, that early.
Yeah. Usually, you know, Sergio, you clamp down on that. You have no problem doing that early on, unless you're getting rocked. He's not getting rocked. He's getting hit, but not rocked.
No, you should get custom fit mouthpieces. That way they're impossible to come out. You have to do it with your fingers.
Let's go to Steve Smoger. Steve, your thoughts on this whole thing?
Dangerously close to losing a point for lost mouthpiece.
Really?
Luca Bone is giving him a break, but if he loses it again, he could lose a point.
All right. Good point, Steve. Hall of Famer Steve Smoger with us throughout the night. He's been excellent this evening, bringing up things that he has seen in his decades in the boxing world. And that's an interesting point, because that is strange. We've seen some strange things from Khalid Yafai already, defending his title against a lion who still has some bite.
Yeah, but I really like the way Yafai looked that last round. But yes, Chocolatito early, the first 2 rounds, I thought he was back. That last round, I think Yafai did really well in the last round.
Really? All right. Well, we'll go to Chris Mannix and see how he scored that last round.
I got to agree with Sergio Mora. Third round, I gave to Khalid Yafai. I thought he walked him down well in that round, landed the cleaner shots. Close round. Chocolatito is trying to get on that inside, close that distance. That's where he wants this fight.
Round 4 now underway. The mouthpiece has come out on Khalid Yafai twice already in this fight. Good jab by Yafai. Yafai of Yemeni descent, inspired by Prince Nassim Hamed. Chocolatito from Managua, Nicaragua, trained under Alexis Arguello as an amateur, and that is his boxing hero.
And when I was studying Yafai, he somewhat had flashes of Nassim Hamed. He would fight with his hands down. It was footwork and feints and power boxing, balance, and all that. He works best at a fast pace. Right here, he's fighting Chocolatito's fight in the inside and getting respect doing it.
Right hand there by Chocolatito as both men trade. Well, Yafai is stuck, you know, to his game plan. I don't know if it's his corner's game plan, but his plan is clearly to stand in front of Chocolatito and trade. Not stand on the outside, not use the wheels, not box, not stick and move, but stand in front of this man and beat him down.
And he's making it physical and backing up Chocolatito as well, which is normally what you want to do with a vicious puncher, is back him up, but it's easier said than done.
Chocolatito made the emotion there. Said, hey, get those punches up. And Yafai's like, yes, sorry. So Chocolatito, as like the veteran in the ring, hey, kid, keep it up.
You know, Khalid Yafai has made no secret that he hopes that Chocolatito can be kind of his kingmaker performance, the way that say Oscar De La Hoya was for Manny Pacquiao, or to a lesser extent Bernard Hopkins was for Sergey Kovalev. That's how he's coming into this fight, thinking this is the guy that's going to take me to another level.
And because of that, Chris, Yafai told us he's very motivated, not only because he's fighting a legend in Chocolatito, but he knows this is the big name on his resume that he needs. Since the jury was still out on him, this is what he needs to break out.
Well, again, it's a good name to get on the resume. There's no question. You get payday, you get the attention. To your point earlier, right, it is kind of a no-win. Good combination there by Chocolatito. And then if you do get the win, well, you know, he was older, he was done. That's often said, but I think we're seeing a pretty decent version of Chocolatito so far, aren't we?
I like the flashes of the old Chocolatito right here. He's punching and shifting. He's getting on the right side and the left side of Yafai right there and getting some really good shots in angles, just like that right there.
Chocolatito chasing Yafai down. Yafai comes right back, but he eats a two-punch, maybe three-punch combination. Body and then head. Chocolatito is touching Yafai all over. Scores to the body, lands a right to the head.
This is what we're used to seeing from Chocolatito, that relentless attack.
Yafai in a full lather. Cal Yafai out of Birmingham, England, 26-0. Again, he's the champion, 6th title defense, but has done it not in obscurity, but it's been one of the belts that's kind of outside the main loop. And he is trying to get into the inner circle now by having a signature win against Chocolatito Gonzalez. Good action early on, as then both men stay close to Chocolatito, throwing shots to the body.
You know, Brian, I think this is a very good version of Chocolatito. It goes back to the weight, though. I just don't think Chocolatito's as effective. Certainly his power is not as effective as it was at 112 and below.
Right, so he's throwing those shots, and that's how he's always throwing the shots. He doesn't have immense power, but they just carry less oomph at this weight class. Let's go to Claudia Trejos now. Claudia?
Thank you, BK. I spoke with McCracken, and I asked him, why is Yafai not using his distance? He says, well, Chocolatito's a great fighter. He's drawing in Cal, and he's implementing his own fight. So I need him to box. Just keep boxing, keep the distance, but obviously Chocolatito is doing a great job at controlling that.
Claudia, thank you. 53% of this fight being fought at close range, according to CompuTrax. Sergio, if he wants to fight it and box, just get on your toes and box. Yeah, you don't have to be drawn into this, right? I think this is the fight he wants.
No, I agree, Brian. I don't think Yafai's being lured into a fight. I think he's heading towards a fight. He wants to fight with his hands up, and look, he's going toward Chocolatito right there, making it physical.
And maybe he's looking to make a statement, and he's going to stand and trade with the legend, train with the future Hall of Famer, trade with him and throw hard shots and come out the winner. But that will make some of these rounds difficult to score because Chocolatito was landing scoring shots. Yafai with the right to the body.
The other side of it, too, is that it takes extremely good conditioning to be able to fight on your toes and keep Chocolatito off of you. So moving around the ring may be a little tougher than we think.
I don't know if he stays and just jabs. I mean, he doesn't have to stand. This also takes a lot of energy, Chris. Look at this. Going to stand and trade with this guy because Chocolatito is good doing this. This is where his best chance to win comes.
I agree.
Yafai landing shots to the side, but it is Chocolatito. The shorter arms, he doesn't load up on his punches. He just puts his fists straight out and lands.
I don't understand this strategy by Yafai. I mean, Yafai has that Olympic pedigree. We know that he can box. He's a boxer-puncher. Why is he giving Chocolatito a chance to land punches in the inside? That's Chocolatito's fight.
Very interesting. And it is interesting to hear from the corner and Spencer McCracken that he continues to want him to box. So Yafai is fighting his own fight. Round 6. I should mention Floyd Mayweather as well. Obviously, lightweight champion, a great junior lightweight champion who moved up and became welterweight champ. But again, just like when you're saying, hey, you know, Pernell Whitaker was able to do it. Yeah, they were great. You know, their boxing skill was tremendous, and they were able to do it. Now, Garcia is an excellent fighter, but he's still a 5'6", and not a technician, not a bomber, and so he will be up against a taller Jesse Vargas tonight.
And Chocolatito's cut on that right eye looks like he caught a headbutt from Cal Yafai.
I think is that what Luis Pabon was just saying? He pointed to his head. I think he was looking over to the commission. Good uppercut by Chocolatito. I believe that's what he said, and we'll check in with Steve Smoger in a moment. Let's look at some CompuBox stats and see the way it has gone so far. Wow, Chocolatito power punches. Whoa, Chocolatito.
Calling that a slip.
Goes down, called that a slip. All right. Lost his footing. 83 to 52. Power punches landed by Chocolatito. That, how telling is that to this fight, Chris, if you're scoring?
Well, you're watching this fight, and you're looking at Cal Yafai, and it seems like the strategy is to try to out-volume punch one of the best volume punchers in boxing history.
Right.
Seems somewhat questionable.
When you're bigger and stronger, but I think that is part of it. It's part of his own wish to make a statement. Look, we saw that last week with Tyson Fury. He said, no, I think I outboxed him last time, but I really want to knock him out. I'm going to come in different. Yafai is just trying to impose his will and his physicality on the smaller Chocolatito. I don't know if it's working.
Yeah, no jabs from Cal Yafai either. Not controlling the distance. The taller fighter, but where are the jabs?
Good body shot there by Yafai, but he eats a right hand. And Chocolatito is just sneaky fast with those shots, Sergio, isn't it?
Especially with the uppercuts, absolutely, in the inside.
Inside, and then he'll fire off a right hand. It just comes effortlessly off the shoulder. You know, he doesn't load up, doesn't put anything on it, but he'll pop you.
He likes to dissect you in the middle with a right hand, just to break you in half and come up with a left uppercut to the chin.
And to Chris Mannix's point earlier, that was a good body shot by Chocolatito. It's just that now he's throwing those shots and it's hitting a larger guy. If he's hitting a 112-pound guy, it'd be very different. Good uppercut there by Chocolatito. He's having success now.
Oh yeah, I don't like the body language of Yafai. I think he might be stunned or rocked a little bit.
He stays right in front of Chocolatito. Gonzalez bends and buries a hook. He's staying very busy, and Yafai staying right in front of him. Well, I'll give Yafai credit. Look, this is the way he wants to do it. Wants to do it with emphasis and power. More power to him. He digs in a good body shot. But it's making this a very competitive fight, and a fight that is gone to the advantage of Chocolatito.
That's what you wanted.
Touching his head as opposed to making a fist. So that is an indication that it was indeed a headbutt. He didn't stop the action. Lou did a great job in that instance.
And there it is, too. Good job by our crew. Looks like they captured that. Steve, thank you very much. Well done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It looked that way. Just wanted to make sure. But it doesn't look like it's a fight-threatening cut. Round 7, and this has been interesting. Chocolatito seems to be gaining in momentum. Fight is still close. He digs in body shots. Tough rounds to score. Chris, how close do you have it so far?
I had Chocolatito start to pull away in these last few rounds. And Sergio, it was interesting in that corner for Cal Yafai. They said you're going to get your second win. 6 rounds in against an older opponent. He's the one that needs the second win.
It looks like he needs the second one, but right now he finally got on his bike. This is the first round. We're halfway in, and this is the first time I see him moving around the ring using his legs.
Interesting. Well, Chris Mannix has it 4 rounds to 2. Chocolatito winning the last 3 on his card. And that makes sense to me. Chocolatito was just landing lots of scoring shots. I truly thought that Yafai would be on his bike, be on his toes, moving, jabbing, showing him the amateur pedigree, and staying away from a dangerous old man.
So did I. He has excellent balance, great footwork.
Yeah.
And he punches really good with distance. Actually, that's his game plan. He dictates the action fighting from range, and he's not doing that with a legend in Chocolatito.
Hard shot by Chocolatito again. And he is just starting the engine running. Moving, throwing, comfortable. Again, just, in a comfortable position, fighting the fight that he would love to fight. have a guy right in front of him willing to trade and throw.
You know, Chocolatito's been knocked down 3 times in his career, knocked out once, and they've all been by the same guy, Sor Rungvisai. So Kal Yafai can't come into this fight thinking, look, this guy's been knocked out before, I can hurt him. Sor Rungvisai can crack. Kal Yafai has not shown that.
These fights come down to scoring, and we try to take you through that. Even in the last fight with Julio Cesar Martinez and Jay Harris, which was slugger versus boxer, it turned into a slugfest. But again, fights can swing. These are subjective opinions. It's difficult, especially at this weight class, Chris. And in all seriousness, it's difficult to score these rounds when there's so many punches landing. Look at how many shots are landing, how many being thrown, and you're trying to digest how much damage each punch did. It's difficult to impossible.
But you can see it in body language. And look at the difference here in Kal Yafai's body language. He's backing up. He looks a little weak right now.
Yeah, he does. His eye is closing up a little bit too. That eye is swollen up. That left eye from the constant barrage of right hands from Chocolatito. We're in the 7th round, and we are beginning to see a bit of a breakdown from Yafai. Lunges forward and misses with a hook. Good sharp jab, misses with a right hand. 2-punch combination, hits him with the hook. Chocolatito lands a body shot. That's round 7, and Chocolatito is picking up steam. New round, though, we go to round 8, scheduled for 12. Again, this for the WBA Super Flyweight title. Ring Magazine champ Juan Francisco Estrada is a fighter that Chocolatito has defeated years ago, but he does have a win over the champ, and that was in 2012.
Now Kal Yafai is back fighting in the pocket after moving in that last round.
Good uppercuts there, just smooth by Chocolatito. And Yafai now a little out of rhythm. You know, if both guys are going to throw 3, 4 punches, 5 punches at a time, Sergio, I think that's advantage Chocolatito. His are going to land. They're just much shorter.
They're shorter and more compact and more explosive. I mean, this is how Chocolatito made a career. This is how he became a legend. I mean, Yafai he's fighting the wrong fight to me.
I agree. I mean, we saw that from the very start. Last 2 rounds, by the way, fellas, Chocolatito has outlanded Kal Yafai 52-21. That is a wide margin. You know, you're not going to be perfect on these things, but that's a wide margin, and that is indicative of how this fight has gone.
If Kal Yafai came in thinking he could outland Chocolatito on his way to a win, that is an insane strategy.
Well, I think it's clear, Chris. He came in thinking, I'm going to stand in front of this guy, and I'm going to beat him up. I mean, because he's the bigger man. And he was smiling, he was relaxed. He thought he would beat him down. It has not swung his way. Again, this would be big news in boxing. If Roman Gonzalez can come back and win a world title belt. Because then you know Estrada is there, Sor Rungvisai is there. There are a lot of possibilities. Kal Yafai will still have a big say in that. Beautiful combination by Chocolatito.
And no jabs from Kal Yafai. Absolutely no jabs this entire fight. He's just fighting Chocolatito's fight in the inside.
And that right now, that right hand, I mean, he's finding Yafai's head like a magnet. It's just coming right off his shoulder, right to his head. At short range, hooks to the body. There's the uppercut again. They can muscle on the inside, but Chocolatito, even though he's the smaller man, is comfortable. He said he wanted the edge. He wanted to feel fear. Right hand by Chocolatito snaps the head back of Yafai. Yafai getting beating up, is looking to clutch now. And now he's dancing away. Now he needs to buy himself some time. Chocolatito comes in for the kill. He has been here so many times before, and down goes Yafai. That's a knockdown. Final seconds. Yafai has been beaten down, and he'll escape. But the relentless pressure by the legendary champion has just been too much.
How you feeling, yeah? Come on then, come on, pick. Give it, say any more. Deep breaths. Are you okay? Yeah. Come on, mate, listen. Boxing, you take.
And here we're going to see the knockdown. It was just relentless pressure. by Chocolatito, going to the body. And this is old school Chocolatito, breaking him in half, coming from the top. Nothing really was vicious there. It's just a relentless attack of little small shots, upstairs and downstairs, breaking down Yafai.
Yeah, there was no signature coup de grace shot on that. It was accumulation of punishment. And Sergio, as you called in the previous round, look at Chocolatito's corner. Yafai's body is being broken down. The energy is on the wane.
Yafai looks fatigued, and they asked him in the corner, McCracken asked him in the corner, how do you feel? And I could have swore he said, I'm tired. He sure is fighting like he's tired.
Aren't you supposed to never ask a fighter how he feels? Right? You're supposed to say, you look good, you feel good, right?
No, that's a cause of concern. Not only should the corner be concerned, but it looks like
Yafai. Oh, down goes Yafai! The signature right hand from Chocolatito. The champ is back! Chocolatito has a title belt again. The comeback performance by the 4-division champion. Roughed up in the early going, Yafai wanted to trade with him, and Ramon Gonzalez proves once again, you do not trade with Chocolatito.
The champ is back. The king is back, Brian. Every great fighter has one last great fight left. And if that was it, that was a pleasure to watch. What a shot.
That's an upset. We know it was close. Yafai was a slight favorite, a 6-5 favorite, and yet this is unexpected. Didn't know what was left in that man. You know he has the heart, but did he have the body? Did he have the energy? Yes, indeed. Yafai stunned and stopped. First professional loss. And the class of that man as well. Going right over to Yafai. I mean, he didn't even go to his corner, Sergio. He went to Yafai and embraced him immediately as he climbed off the deck.
Chocolatito is a class act from beginning to end. And this is the epitome of what you want to see in a champion.
Just like Alexis Arguello.
Humble and vicious. You said it, you said it. Just like El Flaquito, Alexis Arguello.